Hey guys, welcome to the channel, and this is another speed build. This is a very special build that I wanted to do for tomorrow's Goth Family episode because, and you might have seen this build on the gallery already because I finished it a while ago, but basically Olivia is marrying Alexander Goth, and Olivia is half Japanese and half African American. So she really wanted to celebrate her mom's and hers, her Japanese culture. So she really wanted to get married at a Japanese garden. So I was looking at several different ones, and also in several different Shinto shrines. So I kind of based this build off of Shinto shrines and Japanese gardens. So if you don't know what a Shinto shrine is, it's basically a place of the gods, and it's a structure that basically houses one or more Shinto kamis, and its most important building is used for the safekeeping of sacred objects, not necessarily for worship, although only one word shrine is used in English. In Japanese Shinto shrines, they may carry any one of many different non-equivalent names, not necessarily a shrine, but there's a bunch of them all over Japan. They're super beautiful, they're very old, and I honestly, that's one of my dreams is to see some of the shrines in Japan and some of the gardens there, because it's just absolutely beautiful. And I mean, if I were to marry my hubby again, I think it would be in a Japanese garden. But yeah, so this build, it took a while. I think it took like 2.5 hours or so, which by no means is longer than some, but it was really fun to build because I really had to think about the aesthetics of Japanese culture, not necessarily how I wanted to landscape, but I really tried to be accurate, or at least as much as I could be, while doing the garden and the actual structures themselves. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to make the arch that a lot of shrines have, and these arches traditionally were basically to protect the shrines, and they are usually red, and they have like an inclined top to them. And the only way I knew how to really do this was to use the half walls and just kind of put them the opposite direction so it looked kind of inclined, but I don't mind how it came out. I think it looks pretty similar. And I think the next time I do a Japanese build or something similar, I want to try and experiment a little more to make it look even more accurate, because I'm actually planning on doing another build series after my decade build is finished, or maybe even my diversity cast challenge is finished. That might be finished sooner. But I'd really love to do like a build around the world series. And yeah, so I don't want to go too deep into the history and the aesthetics of a Japanese garden or a Shinto shrine, because I want to go deep later on in the build series. But here I'm just placing a bunch of trees and cherry blossom trees around the property, because I noticed in a lot of gardens in Japan especially, they are actually very lush, like on the outside of the garden, so it's kind of like surrounded by trees. And this proved to be very difficult, this structure back here. So this, I was thinking, was going to be the more important structure, and I thought that this would be a really good place for the ceremony. So if you watch my goth LP, the one coming out tomorrow, they're gonna have their ceremony in this building. I didn't decorate for the wedding on camera because I wanted to be a little bit of a surprise, but it is technically a park, or a national park, I think, and I found out that you can't actually have weddings at national parks, only regular parks. And that was kind of annoying because in the regular parks requirements, you have to have a playground and chess tables, and I was like, oh, I don't want all that crap like in my wedding. So so I ended up just making it a lounge, I think, which ended up working fine because I just needed to add like a microphone and I think one instrument or something like that. But yeah, so here I was thinking it might be nice to have some sort of deck that was next to the water, but I ended up I think making it a little smaller and making the more water around the deck. But it's really pretty, especially at night. So here I'm just doing the roofs because often Japanese architecture, and I think Chinese and Thai, so Asian architecture, usually has a multi-level like roof system, and if it doesn't, it has like a slight curve to it. So that's what I was doing here at the top, and it proved to be pretty difficult just to get them in line and the right curve that I was going for. But otherwise, I like how the roof came out on this one, and on the smaller building, I did the same kind of thing, but I think it's just one level of roof because it's a smaller building. But yeah, so there's nothing like on the second or third floor. I'm sure you could change that if you wanted to, like if you wanted to make this lot a restaurant or something like that. I think that would be really pretty. You could, have some stairs going up there. But yeah, I loved using the vampire stuff. Well, the vampire game pack, I used some stuff from that pack here, especially like the wood paneling, because the red wood paneling had a really nice gold detailing towards the top of the paneling. And in more fancier Japanese shrines, they would have gold detailing on the outside and on the roof. It's just very beautiful. So here I thought it would be really nice to add a little rock garden or zen garden here next to the water. I think it would be really nice to do some yoga here, or maybe do some meditation next to the rock garden. That's what it's really for. So basically, Japanese gardens are traditional gardens that create an idealized landscape, and often in highly abstract and stylized ways. That's why before I was saying, it's not really how I would generally landscape, like how I would like it, because I wanted it to be a little bit accurate to what or how they landscape their gardens. So gardens of the emperors and nobles were designed for recreation and aesthetic pleasure, while the gardens of Buddhist temples were designed for contemplation and meditation. So different gardens in different areas of Japan and even in different shrines mean different things. Something I didn't know was Japanese gardens were actually influenced by Chinese gardens, but they gradually began to develop their own style and own aesthetic based on Japanese materials and plants that were available to them. So it kind of just evolved into their own and moved away from Chinese gardens and design. So I thought that was really cool. I didn't know that. I thought they've always had their own like garden aesthetic, but yeah, so I thought that was kind of cool. And then since the end of the 19th century or so, that's when Japanese gardens kind of were adapted into the Western world. So here in America and in Europe, and here I'm just placing a bunch of little bushes. I noticed in a lot of Japanese gardens, they have these bushes that are kind of shaped and rounded, and strategically placed around the garden. So I wanted to use those bushes that were kind of rounded for that. So now we're doing the smaller structure, and in my goth family episode for the wedding, this smaller structure is for the reception, but you can easily make it a second part of the restaurant, or maybe this is like a yoga center for meditation and whatever. I think that would be nice too. I think really you could use it for a lot of different purposes, but oh, that's right, I decided to make it a hexagon because I thought it would fit the gazebo type look I wanted for the reception, but you could easily change that if you wanted to. It is available in the gallery, like I said before. My @ name is IrrelephantSims, and I don't think there's any CC in there, so you guys should be fine with that. So, Sims team, when are we gonna get hexagon roofs so we don't have to work a sweat trying to do the roofs for these? This and rounded walls and windows I would absolutely love. I mean, not that they haven't done anything already, because they have, and I appreciate it, but, you know, we always want more. I think later I'm gonna make this a restaurant. I think that's a great idea. Like, to serve tea and like hors d'oeuvres and different Japanese or Asian inspired dishes, since we have that in the game now, which is amazing. So yeah, just I thought it might be nice to add some lanterns to this structure as well as the large structure, so if you're there at night, the lanterns will light up and it'll be really pretty. I went with red just because it's more traditional, but obviously you can do whatever you want with it. So I've been working on something really special, and it has something to do with this, but I'm gonna let you guys know. If you follow me on Twitter, you probably already know, but I was working on a collab with Simlicity, and she's a really great builder, like both interiors and exteriors. She's really sweet, and I just love her to bits. And I am so excited that we're doing a collab together. Basically, we decided that we wanted to do a Caribbean-inspired resort. So there'll be a restaurant in there and a spa, and then, but the catch is, we decided to be super ambitious and basically incorporate 2 lots. So in Oasis Springs, where the land grabs are, so that bigger lot in Oasis Springs, and then the smaller lot that's like right across from it. So we decided to use those 2 lots for the same type of theme and build. So the smaller lot will be the honeymoon villas, and the bigger lot will be the actual resort. So yeah, I'm so excited. I uploaded my lots, so it's just the exteriors, and then she's going to be working on furnishing the interiors, and yeah, I'm really excited, and I can't wait to show you guys. Those are on the gallery too, like mine anyway, so if you don't mind it being unfinished and you just kind of want to finish it yourself, then you're more than welcome to do that. By the way, guys, if you have any suggestions on things that you'd like to see me build, please let me know, because I'm always open to new ideas and new things to bring to the channel. I really love doing community lots. I love doing houses. I love doing historically accurate builds. So yeah, just let me know what you guys want to see. I am wanting to do a new follower gift pretty soon here, because I've been getting a lot of new followers lately, so I do what's called a new follower gift, so I build something specifically for you guys. And I did a poll on Twitter, and so far people want to see a base game family home, which seems to be really popular, and I understand because not everyone has all the packs. So yeah, if you want to see something different for that, let me know too, and I would definitely consider it. But basically, I think we're almost done with this lot. We're just going to be putting in a few lights and a few extra landscaping details, but I hope you guys liked it, and yeah, I can't wait for tomorrow. I really did cry when I was editing their wedding because I'm sappy. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!